Impotence here, one of the founders of the Podiatrist. Welcome to this week's blog, where I'm going to educate you on the rule of three. Now, I want to point out that this, for me, is something that I practice over and over and over again with myself and my team members when I grew my business in Sydney, when we had a team of 25. And it's so vitally important that you actually pass this knowledge onto your team and you practice it over and over and over and over again. It all is the rule of three, and it's all over within 3 minutes. And I'll get to the point. So you have 3 seconds, just 3 seconds, to make a strong first impression on someone. Strong first impression on someone. Now, this is something that so many people get wrong. So impressions, unfortunately, are made so quickly. So when a new customer comes in, or you go out and meet a doctor, or you go out and talk at an event, 3 seconds you're judged. And so how do we make a really strong first impression? Well, it's eye contact, it's looking happy, it's the way we dress. You judge like that. You've got 3 seconds. Someone will determine, do I actually like this person or not? Do I want to deal with them or not? If you do rule in the first 3 seconds, you can make up for it, but it's always hard. And I always think, look, do you actually dress the part so people think, wow, this company's professional? When someone's walking into your clinic, what's it look like from the outside? What's it look like on the ground when they open up the door handle, when they walk in and see your reception? Are they greeted with a massive smile? What's the smell? What's the sound? First 3 seconds, absolutely critical. If you do this well, if you're having a meeting with someone and you do the first 3 seconds well, you buy 30 seconds. Now, something else that I want to point out, firm handshake. We practice doing the firm handshake, eye contact, walking up, hi, how you going? Saying your name, what's your name? If you do it well, this buys you 30 seconds. Now, you've got 30 seconds to find common ground. Common ground. Now, this is just something in common with the person that you're dealing with. So for me, we all love dealing with people that are like us. And so I used to do a lot of selling when I used to go out and influence business owners to purchase a coaching program. And the first thing I'd always do is I'd look around their office to see if I could find some commonality. So it could be a frame with a football jersey in it, or I could see some photos of some children, or you can really notice it if you look out for someone. Often a great way to do this is just to make a comment, positive comment on what someone's wearing. It's a nice tie, or it's a nice pair of shoes, or I love your hair. But what we want to do is find some common ground. Another good thing is to talk within that first 30 seconds about maybe something that's going on in the media. So it could be anything from some big news or some bad weather or whatever it might be, but find some common ground. If you do that well, you buy the next 3 minutes. Now, this is key. If you get the next 3 minutes, you really want to invest that next 3 minutes doing this. Building rapport. So rapport is that connection that we have with people. You see, people like to deal with you when they feel understood. And I was taught something many years ago, and it was like air is to the lungs, being understood is to the heart. So like air is to the lungs, being understood is to the heart. So this is an opportunity for you to actually ask questions and listen. You've got one mouth, 2 ears. We need to use those in that proportion. If you haven't read the book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, I highly recommend it. Building rapport is a real skill. This is an opportunity for you to ask questions and actually really listen to what your prospect's saying, or what your client's saying, or what your referral partner's saying. But if you can actually, I used to have this little task. If I would ever have a cup of coffee with someone new for the first time, I wanted to finish my cup of coffee before they've had a sip. That was my rule. And so what I would do is, every time they go up for a sip, I'd ask them another question. Of course, they couldn't really sip because they had to answer my question. It's just me showing an interest in them. Remember, to be interesting, you need to act interested. To be interesting, you need to act interested. So building rapport, if you do this really, really effectively, guess what? You buy the next 3 hours. And generally someone might cross their arms or they go, wow, this person's won me over. So here's what I'd love for you to do from this week's blog. It's actually teach this back to your team and practice the first 3 minutes. It's a really critical part. Walk into your practice and actually feel what it's like being in there for the first 3 minutes. What do you hear? What do you smell? What's going on? What's the vibe like? What's the receptionist like? What's the feeling like? And when you first have a meeting with a patient, every single time invest this 3 minutes. Doesn't take long. You increase the connection with the client. Bang, you've won them over. If you've won them over, if they like you, they'll refer more people to you. They will come back over and over again. Hope you enjoyed this week's blog. See you next time.